Andrew McCart, IFLTV, delighted. It's been a long time, Mr. Eddie Hearn. You've been a busy man. I don't know where to start. Let's start this way, and quite a unique concept this evening. How did that pan out?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we had a nightmare with our show, which is tomorrow night. Dalton Smith originally, Sheffield Arena, pulled out with an injury. Then it was moved to Copper Box, again pulled out with an injury. And then we had like 3 weeks, and I didn't want to let the card down, didn't want to let Rhiannon and Terry down, so we brought it back to Sheffield, and this is a great arena, a couple of thousand, thought it's the perfect size, and Izzy was in here on the Friday, on the zone as well, and we said, look, we want to come in and leapfrog them, or piggyback on the Saturday night, and ended up doing the weigh-in in here as well in the middle of the show, and it's a cracking little show, and you know, these guys are doing really well.
I know you, Frank, and Ben Shlomo are getting on, but Eddie's a young promoter coming through. What's been said between you and Eddie, and how well do you think he's doing right now?
Well, I mean, look, me and Frank are definitely getting on, and you know, we'll get on with anyone that is up for making fights, and you know, Izzy, yeah. I mean, look, Izzy. People talk about small hall promoters. I don't see this as a small hall event. I mean, it's in an arena. There's a couple of thousand people in here. It's live on the zone. The card's really good, so these guys are doing a good job, you know. And these kind of shows are important, not just for DAZN, but for us as well, to maybe bring young talent through. We've seen a lot of our young talent on top tier shows as well. They're doing great as well, and you know, I'm looking forward to watching the show tonight and seeing these guys crack on.
Eddie, I'll keep. I know you're pressed for time, so I'll ask a quick question here. Now, I want to go back to the press conference, the Bibble Bit of BF1, and the swift apology from Chris Eubank Jr. after calling you a scumbag, from Warner scumbag, and just your thoughts on it all.
It's all right. I mean, just
cool.
Because I just like, what am I going to worry about what Chris Eubank Jr. says? A geezer's the biggest cringe fest you've ever seen in your life, and like the whole thing was a set-up anyway. They asked to ask that specific question, so they knew what they were going to say. So like, you know, it is what it is. The contents of what he said were incorrect and false. And it's a bit embarrassing because he wanted to come out like a hero, and then an hour later had to issue an apology. So that was a bit embarrassing. But look, people are talking, you know, like some people take it differently. Obviously, things that he said about me might have been different to things he said about Frank, you know, and it's what it is. Like,
he seemed up on the talk spot, up for the fight with Conor Benn. That must be music to your ears.
It is. It's the biggest fight out there for him. So we've been talking to his team about that fight anyway, and you know, I know they want to make the fight, and I do believe it'll happen.
Quick, when I was driving down here, and I'm like, Eddie Hearn's done about 1 million interviews this past week. What can I talk to Eddie Hearn about? Then I realised it was Clapback Thursday, Oscar De La Hoya, and I was like, thank you, Oscar. He's called you. It basically said the matchroom curse. Sign a matchroom, you're going to lose or you're going to get injured. Basically, I had a dig at you saying you cannot build a fighter. Eddie, give me something.
No, I mean, you know, when he said that I cannot build a fighter, and then started talking about AJ, I was thinking that's probably the best built fighter of our generation. I mean, the biggest star of the sport. But you know, with this whole Clapback Thursday thing, I was kind of thinking about doing one myself for him, because I've got a great impersonation of him. But no, I just do it to the. But if I was doing one today, it's Friday today, right? So it's like, I don't know, Fuck Off Friday. It's like, hey, welcome to Fuck Off Friday, because he does his silly voice, doesn't he? It'd go a little bit like this. It would go, it's the segment of the week where I pretend I'm really happy, but I'm burning inside. Come on, AJ, he's the best build fighter of all time. But Golden Boy, who have you got left? Canelo's gone. He hates you. He sued you. Jaime Munguia, you pretend you represent him. You don't. He's gone to Top Rank. Virgil Ortiz sold a couple of thousand tickets, and Ryan Garcia's banned. And now you're being sued again by Devin Haney. Have a great day. You know what I mean?
That's perfect, Eddie.
But if I did that every Thursday, like, I would absolutely make a complete twat of myself. So, but listen, I rate Oscar for doing it, because when you're finished in the game, you have to try and do something to kind of resurrect the brand and the image. So although all of his fighters are leaving him, and they're all publicly saying, you owe me money. You know, Canelo Alvarez, you stole my money. Devin Haney, you owe me money. All these fighters, you never hear a matchroom fighter coming out saying, Eddie Hearn, you owe me money, or suing me. So Golden Boy are really struggling, and I like what he's doing, because he's kind of like trying to put smoke and mirrors, so people don't realise how fucked Golden Boy are. but you know, he's hurting deep inside, and I just hope he's okay.
Well, final one for me, Eddie. Like I said, you're pressed for time here. I saw the photos with you and Turki Al-Sheikh this week. I know what His Excellency is quite quick in getting fights made after the fights have already been done. So, what's happening with this Joshua and Dubois? I think I heard somewhere that he was willing for the Dubois and Joshua rematch. He wants that next. Is that true?
I think His Excellency wants that fight. Listen, AJ wants that fight. We just got everything get checked out medically, hands, make sure the date that's being discussed is makeable, and make sure that we're ready to take that rematch. AJ's already told me he's ready, but we'll speak to the team and we'll see what's next.
Eddie, thanks so much. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.